Do not be fooled by the title, because yes, domain expansions in JJK have been confirmed, but we have a lot more. We have some fighting game stuff, including the new JoJo DLC, the new Skullgirls DLC, and of course My Hero Ultra Rumble, Naruto Storm Connections, and what? They're actually working on the Dragon Ball FighterZ rollback? I can't believe it! And for the first time in what feels like a year, Rene is with us! He's back! How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Around the Bush. This is the show where we give you the latest happenings, the news in the world of anime games. Rene, how are you?
You know what's fucked up about this? I just punched my desk real hard.
Okay.
And it hurt.
Yeah. All right.
As you can see,
he's that happy that he's back. You're in a new place.
I'm in a new place. This is my dream house, Manhattan, overlooking the Central Park, you know. Life has been going well. So I got a new PNG.
Just a second ago. Just a second ago, I was there swinging like Spider-Man.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Right.
It's the New York game. Dude, waiting for that midnights. You know when you turn on the countdown on PlayStation and you just look at the numbers going down? Those last 30 minutes were painful. I was just finding stuff to do around the house to keep me distracted because it was I can't wait.
Like a drug. You know what's funny? I saw you tweet like, I'm on vacation, and I was like, I was gonna retweet. I was gonna answer saying something anime is gonna happen because it always does, right? And then I didn't even do it because the first comment I saw was like some dude saying, "You're always on vacation, man." Like, what the fuck?
I'm not always on vacation. I just tweet about it every single time.
What a fucking moron! Come on, he's always on vacation. He doesn't even take his whole vacation off. Every time, every year.
That's true.
Oh,
I mean, 22 days a year. That's what's required by law, and I barely hit it. Barely.
Oh no! For legal reasons, we do take all the days
I barely
off,
hit it. For legal reasons, I barely hit it every time, but I do hit it. I do hit it. Oh boy. Anyway, hi. Yeah. So my descent has started. Played the game until 5 a.m. yesterday, and said goodbye to my social life, said goodbye to my work life because I'm taking 3 days vacation. I'm just doing this pretty much. This game is gonna be the end of me. You could say
I'm ruined. I have nothing left except Spider-Man.
Except Spider-Man. I mean, that's all that I have left. But what else would you want? Maybe domain expansions. In Jujutsu Kaisen Cursed Clash, baby. Domain expansions have been a mechanic that we've been theorizing about. And we've seen them in trailers. But we've always seen them as like, well, this is showing up in the context of story mode. I wonder if domain expansions will actually be a part of the game. And now we have confirmation. Not only from this scan that has been translated by Shonen Games, I would also like to shout out a video that Shonen Games has made that might help you understand the game a little bit better, because Shonen Games was at New York Comic Con. I've talked about this last time, but they were not able to capture, no one was able to capture footage at New York Comic Con. Some of it is leaked here and there so you can get an idea of what the game looks like, but it's very hard to see and very hard to tell exactly. So what Shonen Games does in this video is basically break it all down. He breaks down the experience, he talks about mechanics, he talks about how the game works, and it does sound like if you're looking for a closer comparison in terms of anime games, it's J-Stars more than anything else. So J-Stars mechanics, but biking netcode, and biking roster, which I would say compared to J-Stars, I would expect a lot more unique stuff from each character than in J-Stars. That is a bit jump forcey, you could say, where there's like this template for each character, and you don't really feel that in biking. So long story short, that's what you could expect, and shout out to Shonen Games for this video. It's a very good breakdown, but today we're looking at the scan.
First, there was a lot of information there.
Yes.
Information that I didn't know. The first thing, I don't think... I have seen some people complain about the jump force situation. I don't think that this being a jump more, gameplay wise being similar to jump force, I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily.
No, not jump force. J-Stars. Because the J-Stars mechanics are a little bit like the do hit to build special meter, and then the special meter is what deals the damage.
I see.
That kind of stuff. Yeah.
I don't think necessarily that's a bad thing. You know, first of all, this is biking, and this my opinion has not changed on whether this is a game we should be looking for or not, because biking has you know shown us that they know how to make unique characters. They know how to make you know a game that is fun to play, fun to watch. So far, I think you know they deserve the benefit of the doubt. So yeah, and as you said, so many unique characters that they can do with this game. I think that's the focus that we should have before we judge on, oh, this is similar to J-Stars, and it's that situation. I think we're in a weird situation where if your game does not look like Storm Connections or Naruto Storm, it sucks. But if it looks like Naruto Storm, it also sucks because it's always an arena fighter. So it's a very weird situation, and people will always complain, of course. But like, you can't get anything from your video game because, again, if it looks like Naruto Storm, it sucks. It's always the same game. If it doesn't, oh, it looks clunky. I don't like the mechanics. I wish it looked like Storm. There's a very bad situation for these developers. Hopefully they manage to you know get away from those you know bad vibes. We'll see.
Yeah, for sure. But let's take a look at how the domain expansion works. It's basically a big ultimate. And the way Shonen Games explained Gojo's awakening, for instance, it's like he slowly starts expanding it. And once it is fully expanded, everyone is stunned, including his own teammates. So everyone's just stunned and he's free to move on his own. But it takes a really long time to activate, so it's that kind of thing where your teammate's going to be playing solo and protecting you while you activate that thing from 2 players. So there's some interesting stuff there.
I think so. Like from the get-go, this is a very those techniques where you just stand still and you know hopefully you'll get it. Hopefully you're far away from your opponent. Hopefully your opponent just lost the batteries on the controller and he can't do anything when you activate that. Usually when it's a 1v1, I don't like that. I think it's usually not even usable in a match. Like those ultimates, those techniques don't get used. But when you put this in a 2v2 situation, I think it gets interesting, right? Because now you have now you can have your teammate help you with activating that. Now you can manage that activation. And I think that's it makes a you know a mechanic that usually I don't find interesting because you don't get to use it when you're playing. It's there, but you don't get to use it when you're playing online because it's not usable. It takes too long and it's a hassle to activate. Now on a 2v2, it's a different situation.
On 2v2, you'll definitely be able to do it. And right now, from the characters they have revealed, I see people saying they haven't confirmed Mahito's domain expansion. It's true, because Mahito is still not confirmed a playable character. He showed up in the story trailer, but they haven't said he is playable. I think he will be. But since they haven't confirmed him as playable yet, they can't confirm the domain expansion is the thing. Right now, from the announced characters, 4 of them have domain expansions. It's Jogo, Sukuna, Megumi, and Gojo. We kind of explained how Gojo works already. We don't even need to read this because Shonen Games just explained it better. Render your opponent completely powerless, right? And then you have Megumi's. It performs a cooperative attack alongside its Shikigami within a shadowy camp. This is the one that sounds the most like an ultimate and not something that you just activate on the stage. Yeah. Then we have 2 more. This is an interesting one. Oh my god, Sukuna. Malevolent Shrine. Catch your partner in it and they too will be cut to pieces. So his domain expansion deals friendly fire. It's friendly damage. If both characters get caught by Sukuna's domain expansion, then they will both be overwhelmed by a sharp slice attacks. Be wary, as if your partner is getting caught in the attack, they too will face the wrath of Sukuna's attacks, an extremely cursed attack that is fitting for the Cursed King. So yeah, you gotta be careful if you got a Sukuna in your party trying to do a domain expansion. You gotta get the hell out of there, man.
It's one of those situations where, again, I'm sure this is a nightmare to balance, but another interesting situation, because if you're in a situation where, and I just said situation 4 times in a row,
yes.
But when you're fighting your opponent, and let's say you're about to win, and you don't mind sacrificing your teammate, you can activate this, and you can ask your teammate to, play possum, and you just activate this. Right. But this can also mean that you can accidentally damage your own teammate while in the middle of the fight, and this creates a lot of interesting scenarios that can happen in the middle of a match. Again, nightmare to balance, but interesting that so many scenarios can come out of a single ultimate and a single character too, because it's not only the ultimate, the character can also hurt the teammates, which is very interesting.
Some of his specials do hurt. We've seen scans of those for sure. And then I think the most straightforward one so far is the one from Jogo, who basically deals damage over time to everyone caught inside the domain. So they'll just start taking damage over time, in turn increasing your cursed attack power as well. Get in the right position, take advantage by encasing your opponents in a fiery hell. That is Jogo's domain, and that is the domain expansion explanation right now. It's kind of the big ultimate. From what I've heard him say, I don't remember exactly, but I think you were able to do it once, maybe twice per match, with the amount of cursed energy it takes. And that might also come at the expense of like doing curse techniques and stuff like that, because you might have to just keep gathering that cursed energy instead of spending it on normal attacks to damage people. Something that I didn't realize or I haven't thought of is like, it's a 2v2. How do you win the game? Do you kill one character at a time? The answer is no. Each character has their own health bar, for sure, but you have a shared 4 lives as a team. So one player could die 4 times and you lose the match, right? Yeah.
That's good though. That's good. I think that's interesting, because then you can't really abuse certain mechanics, and the one we just talked about, you can kill your own teammate. But if you do, your own lives are being taken away. So I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
And not only that, you're only as strong as your weakest character, your weakest player. And that is another thing that I find interesting. You can't just really power through if you have, the best player on your team. It will help, but if you're really, really weak, you can't do much.
Well, I think that's the best player in your team is just gotta get those 4 kills before his teammates takes the 4 kills, right? That's
yeah. You can't just I like that. I think that's a smart way to balance a 2v2 game. I wasn't even thinking about lives. I think 4 lives is definitely interesting. I was thinking that you would have 1 life each, and that's it. That's
for sure, lives, man. Yeah, that's the game plan, and that's coming out February 2nd. Jujutsu Kaisen Cursed Clash. That's kind of soon, honestly. 5 months, they just fly just like that. Before you know it, we'll be there. In other news, a game that is already here and is getting an update very, very soon. According to leaks, it's coming out next Wednesday, but no official date has been revealed yet. It's Mr. Aizawa. We've talked about Aizawa last time. We had the Aizawa scan, which means they're ramping up, and now we have this translation too, which is exactly... Why am I right, Rene? Why am I right? Let's read the scan first. Seal your opponent's quirks with Aizawa. Sensei's Erasure as the Razorhead joins Ultra Rumble's roster of playable characters. Okay, so the special skill, the triangle button on PlayStation, Erasure, blocks all opponent's quirks within the camera's sight. So wherever he is looking, you hit triangle and everyone's quirk disappears. Or as I put it before this game came out, want Aizawa to aim down sights and anyone in this area gets their quirk disabled. You can't... they stole it.
Here's the thing.
Great minds think alike is what I like to say.
Okay, yeah, but here's what I'll say. We've been working in the industry for a few years now, and since TGN, and this was TGN days, Overwatch days, before we even started covering anime games, there have been situations where we either predicted movesets, we predicted skins, and it comes to the point where we are either very good at what we do, and we predict because we study the industry, we study the games we cover, and then we can sort of understand what their mind is when creating this stuff.
Yeah.
Or people just like our channel. I don't know. I don't know. It might be one of the two.
I know some folks from Viking definitely watch it. Because My Hero 1 Justice 2 had a bug since launch, and I didn't talk about it. until I did. And when I did, that's when it got fixed for the first time. And like, okay, what a coincidence. They fixed it, the patch that came out after, and that's the Dabi Super. I don't know if you remember that.
I remember. Yeah.
The Dabi Super. But that was a crazy glitch on the Super. Dabi's ultimate is busted. Yeah, that's the one. So
but
Dabi
it's also
he puts down a circle of blue flames on the ground. This was Wanted My Hero, so nostalgic. Biking games and no spectator mode kind of cut this game's life short, to be fair, because the internet quality, my god, on the screen share, that's how you spectate games. It's
terrible.
Messed up. Really messed up. But as soon as Dabi has plus Ultra 1, things become dangerous because he can melt this entire health bar. Did I save the ultimate until the ultimate is on the last match, I think. I wasn't very good at showing the stuff at the start. I think we're a lot better now. We're just like, yeah, you clicked for this, here you go. But then there's more. The Mr. Beast method, you could say. It's like, yeah, we're not going to make you wait until the end of the video. You want to see it? You see it here. Okay, so it's this circle right here. But if you sidestep, like he did just now, you just start bouncing like crazy. So Dabi puts down a circle of flames, and then because Dabi sidesteps into one of the flames, it affects the tracking, and he just starts bouncing like crazy, and just his whole mouth... Oh, there's the most replayed moment right there. That's probably it. So Kaz, you can see Kaz's health. Playing, and just gonna get hit a couple of times. 1, 2, check out that health bar. Level 1. Boom. Sidestep. And he extends the combo.
Yeah, even combos after that.
It's a one bar. A 1 bar. And so Dabi had this since launch. But after I made this video, they nerfed it. And then the whole My Hero community was like, make a video on this, make a video on that.
You know, it's only fair that, you know, not that we're like the biggest anime channel ever, but we are one of the biggest, and we address this stuff most of all, I think. And it's good to know that, you know, maybe they listen, and that's fine. That's cool. That actually is indeed very cool. On the topic of Aizawa, I think that is indeed a very cool mechanic. I'm very excited. I've been, you know, this game has taken me away from Street Fighter 6, and that's just that is big. That is really big. I took a week of vacation 2 weeks ago to play the Cyberpunk DLC. I did not play the Cyberpunk DLC. I played My Hero. I'm totally in on this game, and I'm very excited to. I pretty much did all I can do at the moment. The achievement grind is too much. So I'll just, now I'm waiting for the updates. Now I'm waiting for what the new events are going to be, what Aizawa is going to be. So I'm very excited to get to play with a new character and also play, you know, against a new character. Right. So that's going to be cool. And also like the whole event situation, which we're not going to talk about, but we have some leaks. You know, the whole leak situation where we know all the events for the next year, maybe, I don't know. Yeah. But I'm excited for what's coming.
I fully believe they will change plans at some point. Now it's a bit too late to like steer the ship in a different direction for Aizawa specifically, but because all the leaks just happened and we know like the content for the next 2 years, I bet there's going to be some shuffling, some replanning. If nothing else, like just switching the order of events to make people question the leaks is just a very smart way of doing things.
Yeah, that's very smart. That's a simple way of you know, making people be interested in your content, because you're just switching things around. Even if you just switch a few dates, that's.
But if you take that idea, make sure to let me know when things are coming out through the DMs, please, because I need to plan content.
Yes. Yeah. Since you're a big fan of us, please.
Yes. Don't forget.
Let us in.
Is Aizawa coming out on Wednesday, or did you change it? Like, okay. Anyway, moving on to Naruto, which we were gonna report on one thing, but now I think we need to do another too. So first and foremost, there's a trailer, and the trailer has copyrighted songs, but I think it's Okay, that's it's a very fun trailer. It's it's anime intros, and that means you can get an anime intro pack to play Naruto Storm Connections with. You know, if I wasn't a content creator, I'd be down for this. This makes me scared as a content creator because, you know, I don't want that music to ruin a whole video. But, you know, if you're not making content, that's kind of cool. I don't know if, like, every time you go into a match, you get the notification from PlayStation saying the screen recording has been blocked because you're playing a copyrighted song. But aside from that, I think that's hype. Now, yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say I like this a lot. Bluebird always makes me tear up every time. So I like this. I like this a lot. The one thing I would like though,
yeah,
is to have actual anime music in the game. Again, we're content creators. We can't record footage like that. But for me, one of the flaws of Naruto Storm, and mind you, Naruto Storm has had a great soundtrack. Like it is really good. But if you're a fan of the anime, that soundtrack or all of the soundtracks since the beginning of the original Naruto Shippuden have been fantastic. And not only great soundtracks and in terms of anime, just great music overall. Just fantastic music, even if you're not a fan of Naruto.
Yeah.
And we kind of got to experience that with the Ubisoft games, where you had the soundtrack, and it just hits different. If you're a fan of the anime, it just hits different. I would love to have that option for Storm specifically. Maybe they'll do it in the future. I don't know. The intro is already cool, but I would love to have the actual soundtrack from the anime.
Right, and I believe, I believe this would have been a really hype trailer if the marketing was good so far. But because the feeling on this game is kind of split and people are still like wondering, well, what's new about this game? And this trailer is once again a trailer that shows nothing new. I feel like it's kind of a similar situation as like the Naruto Top 99 collaboration, where it's like, it's not what we want to see, right? Like, we're not sold on the game yet. And here's another silly collaboration. Speaking of, I think this is the CC. Oh, okay, he's just listening. Okay, because I think the CEO from CyberConnect 2 is listening to that. Anyway, I thought he was doing something, but there's something else with Naruto Storm Connections, and it just came out, and I haven't seen it, but it's an IGN preview, and the IGN preview, I gotta say, this title might be the competitive anime fighting game package.
The complete anime fighting game.
Oh, sorry. I read competitive because I'm an idiot. Okay. I will tell you why I read competitive. This is the preview I saw. All right.
Oh, okay.
So my mind made up the rest. Okay. My mind made up the rest.
That's how much we want. That's how much we want this
yeah. I thought that was sus because I'm like, no way to invite players. Okay. Might be the complete anime fighting game package. All right.
Naruto x Boruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections is a fighting game at its core. While not as rigid as Street Fighter or as technical as Tekken, it does an exceptional job of continuing the legacy of the Ultimate Ninja Storm series by introducing a
You can just do that? Wait, hang on. Did that combo? What the fuck?
huge job of continuing the legacy of the Ultimate Ninja
No,
it did. I mean, not from the air, but the two jutsu they comboed.
Job of continuing the legacy
One.
of the Ultimate
You can just keep doing it.
Okay.
Aqua Blast.
Ninja Storm series by introducing
You can do it with
Shidori
Shidori too. Nice. Trader did play
many
it.
of whom can interact with each other, as well as a brand new and very accessible simple control mode. While some fans of the Ultimate Ninja Storm series might not be too hot on this totally optional, simplified control scheme, the ability to ease things down a bit for newer players with simple single button attacks and movement is an excellent addition to the game. And still kept combat interesting and engaging in both the story mode and head-to-head against a real opponent.
Look at that footage, not recorded in HDR.
Bluntly,
Look at how different the
I
game
played
is.
the game, I found myself having a blast with its quick and easy to grasp controls and over-the-top visuals.
The victor has been decided.
In your face.
The large roster of characters opens up the potential for a ton of replayability due to their individual playstyles, interactions, and how various characters from the series complement each other. Playing with the team of Naruto and his parents unlocked a short cutscene where the entire family worked together to pull off a combined attack. It was pretty cool. Let's go. The potential to discover these interactions and find complementary groups will definitely add a ton of replayability to Naruto x Boruto.
I like this is a good preview so far, but that's in Storm 4. Like,
You know what this? Not discrediting anything that IGN is doing.
yeah.
But this sounds like this is like a script that Bandai gave IGN. just say this, man. Just say this.
Players
Because
carve out their own perfect team.
this was everything.
Outside of
Yeah,
Oh man, this can't believe
everything was in
They
when
haven't
this
changed
was
Lightning Blade yet. Look at the startup on Lightning Blade.
carve out their own perfect team.
Holy shit! Wait,
Yeah,
that is a thing.
Yeah, that's yep. They didn't change
God
that.
damn
Outside
it!
of the standard arcade and multiplayer
That's
modes,
just hitting
Naruto
triangle
x
now
Boruto
because of
Ultimate
simple
Ninja
inputs.
Storm Connections has 2 campaigns. One of them is referred to as a
Okay.
history mode, in which you can play through the events in the anime, complete with the original voice actors from the show and anime cutscenes.
That's not anime cutscenes.
Yeah, that's not an anime
That's
cutscene. I just
not-
saw crossfade. I saw crossfade.
While the cutscenes don't necessarily animate, the overall
Thank you.
presentation and format made this feel more like a proper action game campaign than what you would typically find in a fighting game.
You haven't played Storm 4. I'm more and more convinced of this.
The core gameplay is intact in this mode too, as every chapter features a handful of optional challenges and QuickTime events that kept some of the longer action cutscenes a bit more engaging.
Because the action scenes are literally just you fighting
Oh.
Not
against the
necessarily
CPU.
the biggest
This
fan
is
of
new.
QuickTime events, and
So okay, this is kind of new, kind of not. So you had this QuickTime event in I want to say the first Storm. You might not actually, maybe you do, but you definitely don't have this left to right pan with the two guys.
while I'm not necessarily
Oh,
Wait.
like a struggle beam.
Oh yeah, this is not Storm 1. This is what fight is this? Oh, this is the final fight from Storm 4.
core gameplay is intact in this mode too.
Yeah,
Every chapter
'cause-
features a handful
yeah,
of
that's the
optional
final fight
challenges
from
and
Storm 4.
QuickTime
I don't.
events
You
that
did not
kept some
go
of the
left to
longer
right
action
there.
cutscenes
So
a
like,
bit more
yeah, it's something. It's slightly different.
Yeah, it's a clash. It's definitely a clash.
While I'm not
This might be
necessarily
Storm
the
2.
biggest fan of QuickTime events, and I know a lot of
Naruto
you
versus
aren't
Sasuke in Orochimaru's hideout, so Storm 2.
either,
Okay.
they weren't too difficult to perform, and they can also unlock bonus cutscenes depending on how well I
The QTE probably doesn't matter in the end. No. That's not the point. The point is like a big question I have for this game is like how much is actually remade from the story mode, and how much is it just recycled, and that's something.
was able to complete them.
Have they put clashes back in or no? No.
Regardless, the history mode is a great way for new fans of the series to complete the story without needing to watch 500 episodes of the show or read all 72 books in the manga. That's a whole lot of paper.
That's a new cutscene. I don't remember that cutscene.
The second campaign in the game is the special story. Unlike the history mode, this is a brand new original story featuring Boruto as he makes his way through an online game.
Is that this game's guide character or something?
While this may not feature animated cutscenes and
Sword
the
Art
nostalgia that's
Online!
associated with the original anime,
It's
the
Sword
lore
Art
that I played was
Online!
endearing and definitely something that fans of the series will totally dig.
This game was way cooler than I thought it'd be.
Whether you're a long
Who is that? Is that the Boruto English VA?
I don't
fan
know.
of Naruto, a fighting game buff, or just someone looking to finally get into one of the most popular
Why did I see Boruto and Naruto was talking? So that's the video game, right? And Boruto was talking through the real world. That's Boruto's English VA. Why does he sound more mature than Naruto?
animated series of all time, Naruto x Boruto Ultimate Ninja Storm
This is the same
Connections is an
cutscene. This is the
excellent
same
entry
QTE.
point into both the anime and the Ultimate Ninja Storm series.
Is this the same where you can just mash the?
Okay. Let's. I think I can find this on my library.
Or just someone looking
I think I can find this on my library. Hang on. This might take a little time, so yeah. All right, so Storm 2. Storm 2
So that
complete.
spiders, man.
So yeah, Tim, your Spider-Man is not. What's going on? What happened to
I
your
don't know
Spiders,
what
man?
happened. I don't know what happened yesterday.
What? Oh,
Oh.
did I find it?
I think you found it.
I think it's this quick time events, but it's already. All right, so.
Oh well, the bars are different.
Yeah. No, and it's gonna be the Storm Connections combat style. Okay.
To finally get into one of the most popular animated series of all time, Naruto X Boruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections
It's easier.
is an excellent entry point.
Less
in
buttons.
both the anime and the Ultimate Ninja Storm series.
It's less buttons for sure.
Less buttons.
It's easy
But
to
as you
pick
can
up
see,
and
it's
tune
like it's the same cutscene. They just reworked the visuals. This is what I thought would be most of the experience. They redid some stuff though.
gameplay, multiple campaigns, and endlessly customizable team combinations.
Storm 3
This
Pog?
game is shaping
Yeah,
up to be
that's
the
Storm
complete
3.
package for both longtime fans of the series like me.
And this
yeah,
is Versus.
I did the run. We're not going to talk about it. Or a complete newcomer to the anime and manga.
What do you
Hit the
say?
run, the complete campaigns, and endlessly customizable team combinations. This game is shaping up to be the complete package for both longtime fans of the series like me. Yeah, I did the run. We're not going to talk about it. Or
What fucking run? What is he talking about?
The Naruto run.
I thought he meant longtime fans of the Storm series, not the Naruto series. Cause I'm like, did you play Storm 4?
No,
like,
he didn't play
or
Storm.
a complete newcomer to the anime and manga. For more on Naruto X Boruto Ultimate Ninja Storm connections, don't miss the recent PS5 gameplay from Anime Expo. And for everything else in the world of video games, stick with IGN.
A good preview. Otherwise, though, like there's not a lot of focus on like. Well, this is the Storm 4 stuff, clearly. This is the Storm 2 stuff, clearly, because it's an IGN preview, and sometimes you have to veer things in the positive way, and that's why you get these exclusives, because brands think you are safe. And that's why you get clowned by consumers very often, but, you know, that's the trade you got to do, because, after all, this was published 1 hour ago, and it's close to 10K views. But that's the business model.
It's the business, but the thing is, and not that... He's not saying anything wrong. No. Everything he said is correct. It's just that...
Well, there is one very damning thing, which is like the... I did the Naruto Ultimate, and I had the team with me, and like this right here.
Various characters from the series complement each other. Playing with the team of Naruto and his parents unlocked a short cutscene where the entire family worked together to pull off a combined attack.
This makes it sound like it's a new thing, and you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
This same attack is in 4.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It might have been there since 3. I don't know. Someone tell me in chat how old this is.
Yeah, so as a preview, this kind of fails in that regard, where he fails to mention what is new in this game compared to what is being taken away from other games. And let's be honest, most of this is being taken away from other games, and it's not something you want to say on a preview that you got invited to, or even got footage to cover.
I mean,
obviously.
I mean, you say that, right? You say that, but there's a guy they got invited to do a preview as well. How did he start the video? Hang on, where is it? Where's that video?
Summer Games Fest invited me to Playdays in Los Angeles, where I got to play a bunch of games and meet a lot of really cool people. But one of my appointments was Naruto Storm Connections, my final appointment, in fact. So here I am, still at the hotel, with this game very fresh in my mind. And I've got some thoughts. First of all, if you're watching this video, that means that Boruto, Karma, Kawaki, and Jigen were just revealed. I think Boruto and characters... I did watch the trailer, but today I want to focus on system mechanics. I want to focus on how the game... We got Storm Generations, we got a brand new substitution. Big question in my mind going into this demo. And the answer is nothing that big. Now, this game does...
First minute, I say that there's nothing that big about the new game. You know?
I think there's a difference between...
There's a lot of small things, but nothing that generation's big. And this was kind of like a big question everyone had to make their mind up about this game. And I'm like, okay, well, here's what it is. And like, at some point, people are going to find out. At some point, the game's going to come out, and people are either going to feel betrayed because they believed you, and you didn't point this stuff out, or they're gonna be like, okay, well, I made up my mind, and I'm glad you told me.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I think there's a difference between us getting invited to go to Summer Games Fest, which a lot of people got invited to. Not a lot, but some people got invited to.
Or getting an exclusive preview like that.
That's IGN. Sure. And again, they're not lying about anything. They just fail to mention what is new and what is not. And maybe this person has not played the previous games, and he's finding out about it now.
Maybe that was a directive. Like, hey, we want someone that didn't play the previous games to the preview. I doubt that was a directive.
I doubt it. But it's again, it's not like they're lying or they're being deceitful or anything. It's just, this fails to mention that this game is it is pretty much a lot of the other games combined into a package that I don't even think it's that big enough, because if you it will really depend on how many of the cutscenes are anime stills that crossfade with voice acting, and how many of them will be actual cutscenes with button pressing.
And the encounters themselves. Like, okay, so we're seeing that a lot of the QuickTime events are exactly the same, just with upgraded graphics, sure, but
less buttons to press.
What about like the unique gameplay moments, the boss fights, all that? Mechanically, is that going to stay the same? I've said this to Bandai before, and I've said it to them during Summer Games Fest. Like, show the Shukaku fight. Like, there's no shot the Shukaku fight is the same as Storm 1. Like, I know you guys did something to it. So just show that, because it's going to be different and new, and it's going to get people excited about your story mode.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. And the reason they're not posting it is worrisome, because what if they didn't do anything to the Chicago fight? I mean, that's crazy. But I don't know. We'll see. Before we move on, though, I think I finally fixed it. So I'm just going to click this button and see. Yes.
Nice.
No sound, though. I don't got sound. Do you guys got sound?
I got sound. Yep.
Okay. Did you get sound, stream? Because I didn't get it. Oh, you got sound? Okay. I'm the only one that doesn't get sound.
You know what you don't have, Tim? Spider-Man.
Yeah, Tim, you don't have.
Why would you say that?
You don't have Spider-Man.
Why would you say that?
That's fucked up.
What I just so unnecessary.
That was fucked up.
That was so unnecessary, Renee.
That was fucked up. Yeah.
I didn't even do anything to you.
Think about this.
I'm ruined. I have nothing left except Spider-Man.
And Tim doesn't even have Spider-Man.
The thing is, though,
he doesn't even have Spider-Man. Tim has nothing. He's just
you were supposed to cut off before he said he had Spider-Man.
I can't do that. I don't have that technology.
Oh,
okay, that is
well, you failed. You failed. You failed at your joke. You failed. You failed at your joke.
The joke wasn't that good anyway. The joke was kind of
mid.
Anyway, let's talk Dragon Ball FighterZ and Dragon Ball Xenoverse, baby. Fighters just got some misunderstanding from some folks on Twitter are gonna be so sad, especially people like Obi Assassin, pro player, Dragon Ball Fighters, who retweeted something like this, going, "Yo, what? I can't believe I didn't even see this." So let's see what we're talking about here. So DBS Hype reported something saying that producer Hiroki, as pictured on the right, Hiroki La Madre, reveals that the team is working hard on the rollback netcode.
Which means they're not.
And she also reveals that she has something new in the works. Xenoverse 2 producer Hirano reveals that the game's played by 1 million active users every month. Xenoverse 1 million active users every month. So yeah, everyone's still enjoying the game. The game's still hugely successful, and if you ever wonder why is there no Xenoverse 3? 1 million active users every month.
Makes sense, they still make DLC on it. Makes a lot of sense.
Here's the big news, right? So none of this is new. I mean, the 1 million is kind of really surprising, and I wasn't expecting such a big number, so congratulations, Xenoverse.
Crazy.
They're still working on rollback netcode. Of course they are. Nothing new there, but revealing that there's something new in the works. This is where the big misunderstanding starts, and people like Obi Assassin are going to be so sad. So there's more for Dragon Ball FighterZ than rollback? Sick! That also means it ain't happening for the rest of this year. Yeah, okay. There's not. Okay, first of all, there's this clarification. official translation is here. Hirano says, I would also like the fans I would also like fans to understand that we work on these games as a team. It's not every title for itself. We are all on the Dragon Ball games team. Everyone works together to make Dragon Ball games that fans can look forward to. Right now, we have that new release coming up. Oh yeah, a new release. Stay tuned for that. That's what Inoki's talking about. She's not talking about something new for Dragon Ball FighterZ. She's talking about that new release, which is obviously Tenkaichi. So, this was just some poorly worded stuff from DBS Hype that sent the entire FighterZ community into copium. Saying, wow, rollback and more? No. The more, the something new they have in the works is Tenkaichi, okay? Now, this is good news, because that means, again, they're ramping up on Tenkaichi. You know, they're talking about it more. They're not being hush-hush about it. It means new reveals maybe soon. They're finally going to start talking about it again. My prediction, Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour, which is how the game was first announced last year. Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour returns in January next year. We might see something at the Game Awards, but I don't know. Xenoverse-wise, this is not an announcement. Or sorry, fighters-wise, this is not an announcement. Xenoverse, kind of it, yeah.
At this point, it is. I'm getting sunlight on my face. I love it. It looks weird, but I love it.
Very white.
Yes. Here's the thing. At this point, it's just a joke. Rollback, FighterZ rollback, it is really a fucking joke. It's a meme. This is a meme. Every time they bring it up, they say they're working hard on something that was supposed to be released. There was a beta announced, but it got postponed. There's so many stuff with this happening. I can't believe that we got Street Fighter, we got Mortal Kombat. We're probably gonna get Tekken, and not even a beta has happened for fighters. So there's East Coast Throwdown, right?
Yeah.
Happening this weekend, and I want to watch Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter just for fun. I went to see the participants in Dragon Ball FighterZ. No one gives a shit anymore. There's 30 people in Dragon Ball FighterZ. And obviously you got the Nitro, and you got Inzem, and you got
you got Spider-Man.
You got Ikari, and that's it. There's no one else.
It's ruined.
Players.
It's ruined.
It really is a bad situation for Dragon Ball FighterZ, and if we got the rollback earlier, stuff could have been different, but we didn't. At this point, I don't think it's going to do anything for the game. I'm going to be honest. Rollback is going to come, and that's it. And no one is going to be back in this game anymore. That's my feeling. I don't see a situation where you don't bring new characters to this game and rollback brings people. No, I think there's going to be a few people trying rollback. It's going to be fun if it doesn't suck. But that's it. Like, at this point, just cancel this and move on. Move on.
They can't, man. They can't.
They're in a situation where they really
too
can't.
Deep.
But at this point, like, just say that you're working on Dragon Ball FighterZ 2 at some point. Rollback is going to be there. Just, I don't know. Unless this work, helps with rollback for the future iterations of Dragon Ball FighterZ, if they ever happen. So it's not like lost work, quote unquote. I don't see a reason for them releasing this, because it really isn't going to bring a lot of new people for this. Because I think this is sort of a snowball too, because as you lose interest in your game, the prize pools are going to go down as well. And the prize pools going down means that the amount of budget you want to put into this game is going to go worse and worse.
There is still a world tour, right? And the world tour ends at the Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour next year, and we'll see if another one gets announced, because rollback's still not here. I think UFA FighterZ is going to be big. I think the FighterZ decline is felt worldwide for sure, but I think it's felt more often in America. I think France is still going to have a really strong fighter scene. I think the most popular tournament here is definitely Smash. Then it's probably Street Fighter. But I don't know which one takes third place. We'll see, because Tekken numbers are down too. Well, I guess we'll see once they publish their numbers.
I think Guilty Gear and Mortal Kombat.
But UFA is kind of the land of Dragon Ball FighterZ now, so it's hard to say.
But Mortal Kombat, I would say, would probably be the third, considering it is a Mortal Kombat event, right?
So is Dragon Ball.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Yeah, but it is a pro competition with a K. Pro competition event. Yes.
I think 10K already in prize pools for Mortal Kombat. That's already pretty cool. I don't know, man. It is a weird situation for Dragon Ball FighterZ. For me, the rollback is definitely gonna not bring me back. I'm gonna try it out for just for the sake of knowledge. Yeah, science, and maybe if we cover it at some point, but like, I don't know, it's not gonna bring me back. I'm fully into Street Fighter 6. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen.
The biggest worry I have about rollback is, first of all, rollback is hard, and Dragon Ball FighterZ was not built for it, and it has a lot of like frame one camera switches, so like figuring that stuff out is a nightmare. But the biggest worry is that they straight up come out and said, okay, so this will not be on PlayStation 4, this is on PlayStation 5 only, and it's opt-in on PC because it's more demanding, more powerful. The game already runs like ass on PC. You have to do all of this optimization to have the game run smoothly, and if your opponent's game is not optimized, your game is going to suffer too. So with rollback, that's only going to get worse. Maybe you won't feel it as much because the netcode might be solid. We'll see if it is. But with rollback, that could just get worse because the game is just poorly optimized for PC, period. And if your new platform is PS5, you just lost the entire PS4 player base, so how healthy is the game at that point? That's my big concern for fighters.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. I think PS5 would be the way to go. Because again, the player base on PS4 is still pretty strong. There's a lot of players. I find players quickly whenever I'm like recording footage or something. I find players quickly on PS4, and the connection is actually pretty stable. It's that you have that delay base on PS4 that is better on PC. But if they actually bring the delay, the input delay down to what PC is, like they did on Strive, PS5 is the way to go. But then you don't have the PS4 player base, and that sucks. It's just like there is nothing unless you bring a new character, which is not going to happen. But unless they actually brought new characters for this situation where they bring rollback and they have like a new season pass, even just 2 or 3 characters, I don't see anyone coming back to this game at all. Also, people are still not happy with how the game works.
They never work. Okay, so I don't even think that's a point.
I think
no one was ever happy about.
Here's the thing. I think the game is actually in a pretty good situation when it comes to balance. There's a lot of usable characters, a lot of viable characters, competitive. The one thing I will say, and that has actually resonated well, is a lot of people are not happy with how the game is played right now. Which is something that is definitely correct for me. I loved how this game played. Throughout the life of Dragon Ball FighterZ, everything they had, or almost everything they had to the game, brings my interest down. It's like me struggling to keep up with this game that I love so much, but they keep trying to ruin. And this is obviously just a personal opinion, but like, even the way they had multiple assists, but one of the assists were C assists, I hated that. The way they just implemented a lot of stuff and it kept changing the game to where I didn't really enjoy it anymore. And I think a lot of people are in that situation. But then again, you also bring something new to the game. So
true.
It's mostly just a personal opinion, but I feel like a lot of the big players of this game I lost it, and that's why like the base roster of players that we had. Sonic Fox, Goichi, Kazunoko, they moved on to other games. They're not playing this game anymore, and now we have like a new breed of players.
True.
The French players and stuff like that. But I don't think people are coming back to this anytime.
Only time will tell. But the Dragon Ball team is working together on all Dragon Ball games, and that includes Dragon Ball: The Breakers, who just teased a new character. Who is this?
The chin.
The chin is coming.
The Nega Chin.
That's a pretty sexy chin.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna move past that. But yeah, Hercule has been teased by Dragon Ball: The Breakers, probably as a survivor, right?
No way.
Right?
There's no way because they're going to announce the Raider in the next streams. There's no way.
The Hercule was not announced. He was just teased. So
this guy, it's his chin. It's his chin.
He has to be a Raider. He has to be a Raider.
That could be Nappa. You don't.
No, that chin is dignified.
That is a famous chin.
Make it a Raider for sure. Well, let's move away from Bandai for just a short second. We're going to move away from Bandai to discuss the dealings of another company that also has been doing some anime games and is doing a new anime game very, very soon. It's not Raid Shadow Legends, Tim. What the fuck's wrong with you?
No.
What the... Why
Tim just wants to be sponsored.
Spider-Man 2.
It's Spider-Man 2. It's Spider-Man 2. Well,
I'm happy
guys,
to say that we keep getting Raid Shadow Legends, but we never accept.
Are we still getting those emails? Yeah.
We're still getting Raid Shadow Legends emails.
Rene is still handling those emails. So I have something scary to show you. You guys remember when you moved away from this anime game because you were tired of seeing this?
Oh yeah. I never played this game.
Well. It turns out the new Demon Slayer is gonna have Yahaba and Susamaru. They're gonna show up. Yahaba and Susamaru appear in the Demon Slayer board game. There they are. When night falls, super strong demons will show themselves, and they are top tiers. Watch out, or at least one of them. Roll the dice and aim to be the diciest. So yeah, once again translated by Shonen Games. The board game had a new scan, and these are probably like going to be an event character, right? You roll the dice and you land in their spot, or during nighttime they come out and do something. Probably not playable characters, but yes, Yahaba and Susamaru are in the game, and I just thought you'd do a quick little joke about that. Moving on, it's time for fighting games. And we start the fighting games with the Omni-Man first look that came out last Saturday. Did you see this, Rene?
Yeah, I did.
This guy looks sick.
It looks sick, and from what people say, this is very faithful to what this character does in the show.
There's straight up shots from the show, yeah. Like recreated in Mortal Kombat, yeah.
That's awesome.
It's almost like anime games doing ultimates based on what the anime did. It's kind of what they did here.
Okay, so I told you that I loved the story.
Yes.
There are 3 portions to what you do in terms of achievements for this game. It's just story mode, and then you have a few arcade modes.
Christian Nicky goes, think, Liu Kang, think. Yes.
You have like story mode, and then you have to clear arcade mode and do fatalities, and then you have the... I did story mode a few weeks ago, and this week I did as I was watching some podcasts, I did all like the arcade modes and the fatalities. The fatalities in this game, man. It keeps on giving. It is amazing, and this one doesn't fall short compared to everything else. Yeah, I've been doing brutalities, fatalities. It's one of those games. I love Mortal Kombat. I will never play this game online. I went for the online achievement, like dethrone someone in King of the Hill and do 3 complete sets, and taunt someone in a ranked match, like successfully. The whole taunt. It's kind of long, so they actually it takes a while. Just a terrible experience. Not a single fucking match with proper netcode. Like it is amazing how bad it is. It's crazy. And mind you, I'm not a good Mortal Kombat player. But I do know how my inputs work, and I can feel the lag. So for a proper Mortal Kombat player to be handling that lag, it's just must suck. So yeah, it's a shame. Such a good game, solid story mode, and you know, but it is fun to watch, and I'm very much looking forward to the East Coast Throwdown. I want to see Sonic Fox compete. It's gonna be hype.
True. That's coming up tomorrow. But you know what else is good? Feet. Will not elaborate. Yuya Fungami has joined JoJo All-Star Battle R. It's this guy right here with the chin tattoo. And his stand chases you and steals your nutrients. The way they do this is with feet.
Okay.
Feet. Now, feet. We not only have the trailer, we actually have some sauce captured by Ashura himself, and Ashura is going to tell us a little bit about the character as we watch the sauce, because it's been labbing and it's been trying the man out. So let's see. First of all, the feet, right? So like this thing just chases you down. It's like
it's very faithful to the source material. They will not stop. They will hit you.
Will not stop until they hit you. It's crazy.
Yeah. So
that's it.
Oh, that's the wrong one. No, there's another one.
The clip. There's another one.
That's the wrong one.
There's two. Well, one was that one to explain the feet going after them, and the other one is the source combo. Yeah, there is the source combo.
Combo.
So, as Wiglob said, he takes nutrients. So, in game sense, he will take the opponent's health and meter and give it to Yuya. And he has a few ways of doing it. So, that feat special in his user form, it will grab onto them, and that will just keep draining his their life and meter. However, it will go away if he gets hit or use anything that involves his stand. So all of his specials, all of his supers, or even activating his stand.
Okay.
So it sounds strong on paper for what it does, but there's so many ways for it to go. So I don't know how to
I was
feel
having
about
trouble pulling it up because I don't know.
Okay, no worries.
Okay, so all right, here we go. So you got a normal progression there and a crumple ability. Okay, that's always nice.
So his stand form is all about combos. Like, he has one special that uses half a bar like a stand rush, but it launches them. And it goes back into user mode. And then you can do all of your air combos, which is where he kind of excels.
And that's a ton of OTG stuff too. Yeah.
Oh my god, he has like 4 or 5 moves that OTG. He has so many OTGs. Like the feet OTG, he has another move that goes in different ranges based on strength, that also OTGs. That move I just talked about, the half a bar, that also OTGs, his super OTGs.
Damn. Yeah. So you've been having a lot of fun.
Like, for a combo sense, it's really fun. But it was very clear that, like, from a band standpoint, his user form is for, like, zoning and not really doing for combos unless you really want to spend the meter.
Got it.
Stand, you get in, you do your mix-ups, and you do your damage, and you go back to user form and set up your feet for the feet debuff, and I am not elaborating on that further.
Feet debuff for the win. Thank you, Asher, for the JoJo report. And up next, we're going to quickly just say that Tsurugi got revealed for Under Night in Birth 2, which is Cicelis, and that is, I believe, the second character revealed for this game. They're slowly doing it. Slowly showing characters. Is there, like... I'm not a big Under Night guy, but is there, like, a basic roster of characters that you just know are coming?
What do you... I mean, from...
oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, Gordo is going to be in every game, right? Carmine is going to be in every game.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
so,
everyone from, like, Uni and Uniclear are back. Like, no one's been left out. No one's
been basically just an extension of the game again.
Okay.
My question is more, is this game still alive?
This is new. It's coming out soon.
This game's getting
as alive as it can be with horrible netcode.
You don't care about Under Night.
Game's getting rollback, man.
Yeah, the game's getting rollback.
I'm gonna get it before Fighters.
If that's what you're asking.
I've had people online. That's a good one.
I've had people online. It's the kind of game that has like a Discord scene and shows up at tournaments.
New characters. It must make sense money-wise.
Now they have rollback, so now they'll actually get to entice people. So.
It's also not a super expensive game. I don't want to underestimate it, but yeah.
No, like it's not like we're bashing on the game when we say the animations are not very expensive compared to other fighting games.
Yeah. It's what it is. It's what it is. Also not super expensive, but kind of really, really stylish is Skullgirls. And Skullgirls the Skullgirl coming
Heyo.
out. So what Tim called Marie Alpha the Skullgirl. Why is she the Skullgirl?
She is literally the
Why is
Skullgirl.
she the Skullgirl? Because she made a wish with the Skull Heart. And she's probably the last one.
She was the boss of the game before, but now she's actually playable.
Yeah,
very different from the boss.
Is this a new stage?
Yeah, I was right.
Yeah, that's a new stage. Yeah.
Every new character has a new stage.
True.
That's
She is the Skullgirl. Damn, that's a cool armor move. Now, we don't just have the trailer, because our man in the field, Enderup, has been labbing the sauce, and we do have some Marie sauce for you guys. Enderup, let us know what you think of the character, and like give us your thoughts and stuff as I try to pull this goddamn trailer. Where is it? Oh my god.
Okay, well, Marie definitely feels powerful. Probably not to the extent of her boss, though. Her boss had super armor and everything, so that's how it be.
Oh, okay, right.
Very self-sustaining. Like, she has a lot of stuff that just works really well together. Has her own ability to set up her own resets. With like that little dust bunny right there. Funny command grab that just launches you up and down.
Is that something, setting your own resets, is that something that is only done with assists?
Not
everyone.
character has the
Yeah.
ability to,
No.
like,
No.
Beowulf has a lot of struggle, so he just goes for Oki instead of resets. Like, there's a lot of example characters you can bring up, but like, yeah. She had a lot of self-sustaining power. Giant ass normals. Giant ass normals that very easy to
That's
confirm.
what I'm
which is
noticing.
nice.
Like a couple of armored normals and really, really big stuff. Is that what you'd say though?
Well,
Like the
disjoints.
character identity, the gimmick there. Yeah. Okay.
Pretty in line with like the boss and how it felt.
Good to see. I'm not even going to ask you what you think of the character because it's Skullgirls, and
yes.
you have.
Fucking loves it. It's the best character.
Enderup has changed his name on Discord to Play Skullgirls.
In the
and
ideal
that's it.
universe, everyone is playing Skullgirls. Sadly, Street
Yeah.
Fighter 6 exists, so
You made a wish. Those
Sadly,
were
Street
awesome.
Fighter 6 exists. That's a crazy sentence to say.
What a fucking take.
That's a crazy sentence to say. And we go back to our reporter Ashura for the last story of the day. Video game related story, because we do have a little bit of a Globku story next. But Ashura, big Granblue fantasy versus live stream. Kazunoko in the middle as always. But what's going on? You mentioned a lot of changes, a lot of balance changes are going to happen for the final game, and they showed it here. So what's going on?
Yeah. So me saying that there was a lot of changes was definitely not an exaggeration. It's basically a new game again.
Oh,
this is like the.
They already changed it before release?
Yeah.
God damn.
They changed the game again. So I'll rapid fire some of the miscellaneous stuff, but I'll try and go over the big ones. So yeah. There's a lot. So
that's the list he wrote.
So
welcome to Granblue, baby.
So
keep getting away.
So you get more meter while walking now. So you'll tend to get full meter. They removed the meter penalty from EX skills, so you can get more of that. Ultimate skills is a big thing. It no longer hits the combo limit immediately, and you can combo it after normals. So you can now do all big stuff with ultimate skills.
Oh.
Yeah. And
that just makes sense. It was restricted for no reason. Okay.
Yeah. The damage is scaled when using combos, which makes sense. But here's the biggest change. You can use ultimate skills when your skill's on cooldown.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, they just say at some
like
point I foresee a patch in Granblue that just says no more cooldowns. We removed
them. it is absolutely insane when I saw that change. Yeah. And we're not even done. So dash attacks. So they've kind of unified the light dash attack, and where now light dash attacks have good range and plus on block. So you can now get really good pressure off it.
So you run and press the light attack and you're in a plus situation.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
and this will go over into the throw change later, so that's going to be good. They haven't changed anything in the medium or heavy attacks in terms of functionality, but they have explained that they now kind of vary from character to character now. So some characters will get different stuff compared to others from the medium and heavy dash attacks, but they should generally function the same on paper, if you get what I mean.
Okay.
So,
okay.
The throws. Now everyone was complaining about the throws. Like, everyone and their mum could fucking tech that throw. Now the window has been reduced drastically, so it's more closer to the original Granblue's attack window.
What was the window before?
Yeah.
Oh, it was so bad. Like you could.
It was like 30, 40 frames or something, wasn't it?
You could literally get thrown, go downstairs, get a drink, come back, and still attack the throw.
Like
it was
like almost a second, basically. Yeah.
30 frames is crazy.
It was too long for what it needs to be, but that's fine because now they've done more with the throw. You can now press any of your attack buttons to tech the throw, like FighterZ.
Okay. No, okay, you lower the window, but you make it easier. Okay.
However, here's the catch.
Oh.
If you tech with a button that's not the throw, it will always be considered as a late tech.
Ah, so you still minus. You don't go back to neutral.
However, if you do it with the throw, it will always be considered as a proper throw tech. So even if you do a proper throw tech late,
so there's no early or late tech anymore. It's just tech with buttons or tech with throw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right tech wrong, basically.
They still want to make like teching with a throw, with the throw button still good, but now if you fuck up, they've made the attacker more advantageous. So if you get hit with the late tech throw, the attacker is way more plus.
Oh, so like throw recovery is bigger, something like that.
It's not just a fuck up though. This actually sort of, it doesn't prevent option select situations, but it does make you. Okay, I'm gonna go for this option select that covers this and covers the tech, but if I go for the option select instead of the read, I'm in a minus situation. If I go for the read, I go back to neutral. I like that. That's
cool.
That's
yeah.
a cool idea. Yeah.
So we're still not done. So Raging Strikes, another thing people are complaining about. It no longer costs meter. It costs your bravery points. The three that you get 3 around.
And that's what they should change, by the way. The bravery points look like round counters. Like, what's taking them so long to change that?
Oh, that.
So, yeah, but this is very big. Because now you can only use them 3 around on paper, but there's another change that kind of goes into the whole bravery points. Like, the whole sort of system changes makes it so bravery points are an important part of the game.
Okay.
And how you play. So, back to Raging Strikes, it's a lot slower now. It's slower than the universal overhead that was in the original game.
Okay.
So if you can block that, then you can deal with Raging Strikes now. They did some nice quality of life stuff. They've added the visual effect when you dodge it, so it'll be good from a commentator and a spectator perspective. And it has a little bit more range because it's slower. So,
like, okay. So here's the thing: can you see the edge of the screen? That's my only issue.
The corner thing's still there. It's still a visual.
There's like a virtual wall.
You can still see. You can still see the edge. Yes.
You can still see the wall. So
we're good.
So
we're all good.
But now because of all the things happen to Raging Strike, if you get hit by one, it will now crumple you, and you can even combo after Raging Strike without Raging Chain, which also got changed, which I'll get to later.
Okay.
Brave counters, Brave counters are now easy to execute. It's now the same input as Raging Strike.
That's like a guard cancel, right?
Yeah, that was the guard cancel. It now costs 1 bravery point, not 2 like it did before.
What?
However, if you brave counter a Raging Strike, it's still 2. But by itself, it's 1.
Okay.
And it will also knock the opponent down if you get the brave counter on counter hits. So there's a little bit reward there.
You get the OK.
For getting people off you. So not only have you got people off you, you can go on the advantage. Which I think is fine. But we'll see how this goes. Now here's the biggest change that they've done, and holy shit. You will take more damage the less bravery points you have.
Okay.
If you have it's pretty normal if you lose 1 or have them all.
Okay.
But if you have 1 left, you take 20% more damage. If you have none of them left,
20% is.
Oh no, it gets worse. It gets worse.
20% is Sparking Blast Limit Break.
It gets worse. If you have no bravery points, you take 50% more damage.
Every combo is this Broly combo. Let's go.
This is sort of getting into the point now where bravery points is part of the game.
You become Chip.
And it also makes you think, do I want to use the brave, the raging strike because you do lose a point.
Yeah, how brave are you?
You can use one. You can use one.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've also added a visual indicator on the character portrait. When you have no bravery points, your portrait will flash red, saying, "You fucked up. You're going to die."
Okay.
You're going to Brazil.
Hexagons. Is that what they are?
Yeah, at the top of the health bar.
Like round counters. What the fuck?
They look like round counters. I hate it. Yeah.
I hate it.
But
the round counters are beneath the players for some reason.
Yeah, like.
I see it now. Yeah.
The round counters are here.
Yeah.
You see where I'm
I
pointing?
hate it. I hate it.
So yeah, but these are not round counters. That's the bravery points.
Yeah, it's just sort of that thing where like they just try to keep all the information at the top, so you don't have to look down or anyone else. But I hate to break it, Jacob, we're still not done. So supers, they've done some changes to supers.
Yeah.
So those bravery points.
Yeah.
If you hit your opponent with a super, it will now take bravery points. Your normal super will take 1 bravery point. Your desperate super will take 2. And
what the fuck?
And also, it will also take consideration of the damage. So if you only had 2 BP and you took a desperate super, it will take those full DP and you'll take 50% more damage to that super. Have fun.
Okay, so but can I still do supers if I don't have BP?
Yeah.
You actually gain a BP.
Yeah, I was just getting to that. If damage super specifically, if they actually do damage, will give you 1 BP back.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
So you take their bravery.
Yeah.
Yeah, you steal.
Y'all like math?
Yep.
I love math.
Yeah, little bit into Raging Chain. It costs 25% meter now, but now it has meter penalty.
Okay.
So you can't really... You can abuse it a little bit more, but because of how Raging Strikes have been changed, it won't be as much because of it being changed to bravery points. Now, one final thing, and Renee might like this because of the talk we were going about way back about technical inputs. So they've kind of went a little bit back on that, but not completely. So if specials are done in neutral using the technical input, they deal 10% more damage.
Okay.
Okay, so they kind of they walked it back because there was in the last beta there was no reason to use technical inputs.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely no reason because nothing changed. Whereas now, only specifically in neutral.
Right. If you do it in a combo or a block string, it's the same.
Yeah, it's the same. No change. Just in neutral, your specials will do 10% more damage if
which
use a technical input.
Means DPs as well.
DPs
like if you do reversal DP is something that you might want to do.
Yeah,
with it.
Actually, that's probably one of the only situations, or maybe Ilaria.
No, it was the projectiles, neutral projectile too. You know.
Yeah,
but one button DP still is super strong, so you might.
One DP is still.
You can't deny reaction time. Yeah. That is incredible.
Well, I can and I will.
So,
I'll DP you then.
You know what's
I'm just
funny?
happy I can do charge moves. I'm just happy I can do charge moves and use this now. In neutral at least.
The funny situation about this, and it is not really funny, but all of this only matters if the rollback code is good enough.
I mean, the beta was good, right?
Yeah, the beta was good? Really good.
I mean, the Arc system works, so I trust it.
Like the rollback was really good, and the one game I somehow managed to get with Ender in the beta, it was great.
Okay.
So I can't really complain about that. But...
Well, that was a lot of hard work, Ashura. Thanks for compiling the list, and thanks for going over it. Big changes coming, and this honestly, I don't think it feels like a new game. It feels like they've been testing this thing like crazy, and this is a big balance patch, but they can get crazy with balance patches at this point because the game's still not out. I mean, if you remember Dragon Ball FighterZ during the beta, let's see if I can see it, like DBFZ.
It was a very different game.
Oh my god.
Dude, DBFZ, SSJ Goku beta combo. Like, let's see if I
can...
get...
Oh my god, that game's whack.
It is very whack.
But didn't Goku's... Oh no, that was Alpha. That was the Alpha build. I think it was something else. That was in the Alpha build. My bad. But can you soup off the special?
Maybe go to TGN Anime just show
No. I didn't do that stuff. I did not do that stuff.
You can search by time. I think you can do like from so many years ago.
We're not.
I think people rolled it back after knowing fighters for a while, and started doing.
Oh, it's 1.0 competition.
here's how the situation was back then. There was a point where Glob was doing a live stream, and he came back to the office, and I was doing air cancels, and he was like, "You're doing air cancels? What the fuck?" That was the level of how bad we were.
Yeah.
He got crazy because I was doing air cancels.
That game was whack.
Yeah, no, like
Right.
Goku's like overhead punch from the air would put him back to the ground mid-screen, and he could just keep the combo going. You didn't need corner for that stuff. Like,
Oh, that's kind
yeah.
of cool.
It was nuts. Yeah, it was nuts. I
Never mind the
don't-
whole broken situations with characters doing hard knockdowns for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like
that's not-
Gohan and
16.
So,
Oh god, Gohan.
Fighters went through this too. Just to say, like, it's not necessarily something crazy. It's just we live in a time where, like, first of all, they are being very upfront with the changes that they're doing, and we live during a time where like information is just everywhere, so it's a lot harder. It was easier to see for Dragon Ball FighterZ 2, but they were a bit quieter about that stuff. And Fighters was a different kind of beast. So with Fighters, it was a new game and everyone was discovering it. With Granblue, it's not really a brand new game. So people have already figured out most of it. They just have to look at the new systems and how they fit into the game they knew already. So it's a lot easier to get to the point where, oh, well, let's make these changes and because this feels busted, this doesn't feel strong enough, and that kind of stuff.
remember when Vegeta's assist was not reflectable?
Yep.
That's about as much blocks done as Kid Buu. So
that shit was crazy.
oh
Yeah,
god, good times.
Whoa.
That was very fun.
Remember when adult Gohan basically infinite block strings unless as if he had meter? That was fun.
Anyway, before we move on to Q&A, we do have a little bit of an announcement, and this might be sad news for some, but I would urge you to not feel extremely sad because it's just, you know, it's another phase of our lives. Starting on November 1st, 2023, so after the end of the month in October, Vegeta's will no longer be a full-time editor with the Globku channel. He will still be a freelancer, he'll still be around, he'll still be a mod, but he will not be a full-time editor anymore. We will be doing freelance work here and there, but it's Jover. It is Jover.
He's gonna go play Tekken 8. Oh.
He got taken by Tekken, yes. No, basically...
He got too addicted to Marvel Snap. Can't spend time on it.
Got too much into Marvel
Spider-Man.
God, I just need one more booster pack, please. Please. You don't have to pay me. Just pay me in booster packs, please. I just need Galactus.
The reason why we're telling you this is because we will be recruiting. So you will see us recruiting editors, and we'll be chasing a different format. We will not be looking for a full-time editor anymore. We'll be chasing like a freelance style of editor and trying to recruit a team that will maybe like edit one video a week or a video every 2 weeks or so. And that way the wealth is spread amongst editors. And if the channel goes through a phase that is as bad as the one we went through this year, no one is out of a job because they're all freelancers and everyone has work everywhere else. So that is the plan moving forward, and you will see us start recruiting probably next week. And just wanted to let you guys know that is why Vegeta's is no longer going to be a full-time editor. He's still with Game Theory. He just said no to a big channel, even though they offered work, and he's like, nah. So the man is doing fine, okay? The man is doing okay.
Good to hear.
Yeah, you know, and because he's also like a real life friend, he's leaving with a big payout. So making sure the man,
Vegeta's Kartik.
Yeah, I would never leave him hanging. Great service. I wish him the best of luck in his future, but we'll still be meeting each other because I'm still gonna request work from him once in a while, especially like with asset stuff. Like he did a lot of the visual stuff for Ultimate Burst, for instance. The ranking of Dragon Ball intro, that's all him. Like a lot of these assets and special effects, I'm still gonna be asking him primarily for that stuff. So yeah, thank you for Vegeta's. With that, we can move on to some Q&A. So let's talk. What you got? I'm looking at chat, I'm looking at no mic voice, and I'm of course here in voice chat with you guys. So if you got questions, feel free to ask.
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man is about I want to say like 8 hours in, I think.
Okay.
That's a lot in one day.
I played from midnight till 5 a.m. and today I played for 3 hours.
It's okay. I didn't want to play Spider-Man anyway.
So far, it's really good. The reviews are crazy, and there has been a moment there where I have seen the most anime cutscene that I've ever seen in Spider-Man. That made me go, whoa! And that's during the opening. So look forward to that opening, because it's like the most whoa kind of thing that I've seen in Spider-Man. Other than that, like combat-wise and story-wise, I see the seeds, but it still feels very early. I see the seeds, and there's been a couple of things that I thought, that's really cool. That's a cool mechanic, or that's a cool activity, or that's a cool thing they did here. But it still feels early. So I don't know. I can't really say masterpiece yet. Yeah?
Have you done the unassisted swinging, web swinging yet? Shenanigans with that?
No, the question is, have you, Tim?
Why do you?
Why do you hurt him so much?
I didn't find that. I didn't
He
find
deserves
that.
it. He hurt me.
So I didn't find.
Wait,
I
how's that
found.
hurt you,
Okay,
Renee?
so there are a ton of like accessibility options. They went even crazier than last time. I immediately searched for the one that I turned on the original Spider-Man and did it here too, which is whenever there's a QTE for tapping the button, just let me hold the button. I don't want to tap it. And I did that immediately. And there are a ton of like assisted things for web swinging. I think most of them are off by default, but it didn't feel super different from the original Spider-Man. There are a couple of new techniques, let's call them like that feel very manual in a way. But I don't know if I can make it even more manual. I don't know if that stuff is done by default. I didn't turn anything off so far, but that's something to explore. Right now, I kind of wanted to get used to the new swinging mechanics, and there's a lot that I'm still not doing in combat specifically that I'm just like, oh right, I have this thing, I forgot. Let's use it next fight. Oh, I forgot 2 other things that I was using now. Okay, well there's a lot. I like it.
Have you had any? You know what? That's.
You want spoilers, Tim?
I'm gonna stop asking.
I will not spoil. You can ask the question. If I think it's a spoiler, I'll say that I won't answer.
Nah, this is that was just more of a gameplay thing. I probably need to just play the game to know when it's happening.
Tim just really wants to know about 19 inches of venom. That's all.
I do.
You know, I've seen something in the game that made me think, and this is pure speculation. It might be spoilery. I don't know. It made me think of a playable character in the future. I'm like, could they go... Because Spider-Man 1, you play as Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2, you play as 2 Spider-Man. Are they going to do a third character for Spider-Man 3 and maybe do an expansion before they do Spider-Man 3 for Spider-Man 2? That's the same way they did with Miles. And I thought I knew who that would be. And now I played the game and I'm like, oh, it's probably this. And I hadn't thought of it. So yeah, it's cool.
I think we've talked about this before, and because you didn't play the first one, Alan Wake. But have you seen like any of the previews and any of the information about how the game won't need Alan Wake 1 as a basis if you don't recognize the story, and also how it is pretty much a different game now? Because I feel like a lot of people are talking about Alan Wake in a way that it's more like a control. It's more like a control situation where it's like a bonkers game with maybe survival mechanics. But it's like, I feel like I'm still waiting for reviews, but the previews have been very interesting, even for people that have not played the game. I feel like it's going to be a super, super interesting game. I'm going to buy it digitally, so you'll have access to the game because there's no physical version.
Okay.
Oh, really?
So if you want to try it out. No,
I don't like that they called it Alan Wake 2 then. Should have called it something else.
Here's the thing. Now there's like it is sort of a Remedy expanded universe. Control is connected with Alan Wake, and it is a character from Alan Wake. It is Alan Wake himself. But it is a story where there's also a different character. So obviously it will be better if you know the story of the first Alan Wake. But also it is a pretty easy story to comprehend if you just watch a video. But the main thing is like the game is going to be very different in terms of gameplay.
Okay.
And like the whole situation where some of the previews compared it to Control on how bonkers it gets. It gets more interesting because I loved Alan Wake, but the previews got me even more hyped for this one. Right. But you're free to try it out because you'll have the game on your console.
Yeah, I think at some point, it depends on reviews and stuff like that. You definitely have a lot of passion for that series. Not so much, but so like I need that backup. I need the reviews.
Depends the reviews. Honestly, if the game reviews like a 7, I'm not gonna buy it.
You're not gonna buy it? Oh, I thought you were gonna play it anyway. You were just
there's too much, man. It's just too much.
That's true. I probably want to go Super Mario after Spidey Man.
Yeah, Super Mario is going to be a great traveling game for sure.
Yeah. Quick question. Quick fire questions. Let's get through this because we're running behind on questions. You're gonna make a video on Spidey? No, Spider-Man is a game for me. It's not a game for YouTube. Sometimes you need games for personal to play on your personal time, because otherwise video gaming just becomes a job, and that's not healthy. Before I stop being a full-time employee, how's the JoJo update? You're not gonna finish part 7 before I leave you? Well, don't stop watching Around the Bush, I guess. That's the way I keep you around. But I have not read at all during this week. I've been doing other types of reading, but I'm not ready to talk about the type of reading that I've been doing. Premium show, no updates so far. Honestly, we might not have more premium shows, but more on that later. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I have ideas. There's a full Discord remake I want to do, because AGC came around, and now I feel like I'm neglecting AGC, but that became sort of like the gameplay hub for anime games, and I want to treat that better. But that also means like I don't know what this Discord became, and like I'm also feeling more and more like I'm not a live streamer. I'm doing these Friday shows, and the news are cool and everything else, but like just popping a stream online and playing a video game, that's something that has never worked, not on Twitch, not on YouTube, and I thought it would be different here, but it hasn't really been. So I might just be like a big event streamer, like Ultimate Burst and that kind of stuff. But so there's a lot, and we're reworking a lot, and now Vegeta's is leaving, so we gotta spend the whole first half of November doing recruiting for new editors. The second half of November is going to be Naruto Storm Connections. I don't know when the next premium show is, dude. Have you reached the first MJ section? No, I have not. What's your favorite Ultra Rumble character? Probably Kirishima, but I don't play him as often because I play with Ender up a lot, and I don't want to steal his character. I know Vegeta's was getting overwhelming with puns and such, but it was really necessary to execute him. You could have let him live. Well, I've kept him around on life supports. Are you going to be doing a review for the SAO game? No, I've actually said this before in ATB. It's just not a game series that I'm a fan of. So instead of bringing negativity to it and being frustrated during the like 30 or 50 hours that I'm playing it, I'll just leave it to the people that enjoy it. And am I done? Did I do it? Did I get past the...
I think you missed Mother Squire's question in YouTube chat. Squire
squishing?
Like whose combat you prefer in Spider-Man 2? Or did I miss that?
Whose combat do you prefer, Spider-Man? Do you think it's too early to tell? They're not very different. So they share gadgets. The only thing that's different is really the special moves. So like in general, it's kind of the same thing. Maybe it becomes more different at the end because there are 3 talent trees. There's a talent tree that is shared between the 2. There's a talent tree for Peter and a talent tree for Miles. And so far, all my points have been going to the shared. So maybe as I progress through the other talent trees, they get more specificities. But right now, it's just same combat, but different special moves. Which it's not a different moveset, I feel.
I feel like the way people say that the gameplay is better, I would say, and again, I haven't played the game yet, so maybe you can answer this. with the least amount of spoilers, but I feel like the gameplay bit that people say it's better, it's just more unique situations and less of the same things you had to do over and over in the Spider-Man. It's like the game is more, there's more stuff to do instead of just fighting, stealth, which I wasn't a big fan of. I feel like the way people spoke in regard of the game, and when it came to how the gameplay loop work, it was more fun in general, more unique stuff to do instead of the same things.
I find myself thinking a lot more often during combat than I did during the first Spider-Man, and I think that's in great part due... Well, first of all, I started on the hardest difficulty right away. Second of all, I feel like they give you different types of enemies earlier on. Like, enemies that that have shields, you know? Like, it feels like you had to play for a few hours before you got the shield enemies in the first Spider-Man, but they give those types of enemies to you much earlier on, and other types as well. So you see a lot more of those in the mix right away, and maybe because of the hard difficulty, you die so fast on the hardest difficulty. Because there you don't have the usual thing of like one guy attacking you at a time. Sometimes there's 2 or 3 going at you, and like you do one dodge, it's not your turn to attack, buddy. There might be another attack coming from you. So like you don't dodge the first, and you might go dead.
Yeah,
and that's so like the challenges. I've been thinking about it a lot, thinking about combat a lot more actively than I did in the first Spider-Man this early on.
But did you also play on the highest difficulty setting for the first one?
Not at the start, but I did afterwards. Yeah, I tried it on the hard. Yeah. I think I either changed the difficulty halfway through, or it was like a new game plus thing. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, and I usually the way I speak about Spider-Man 1, it's not like I first of all, I love the game. I love the story, and even like just going around swinging the unique mission, I love them. The combat and the stealth, the combat was cool. The stealth, I didn't care much for it, but it's not like I hated it. It's just like, okay, it's not why I'm here, you know. And I feel like that would be the step up for me when it came to a Spider-Man game, would be to make me really interested in those sections. And it's funny because if I go back to for example, Batman Arkham Asylum, this is one of my favorite games. I enjoyed the stealth missions. Why is it different from Spider-Man? I don't remember. Maybe it's just nostalgia, I don't know. But I in fact, it's not my favorite thing.
They have an absolutely busted ability for stealth this time around. You remember the Batman grapple that you would put anywhere on stage? Like you would point a grapple and it would do 2 points of a grapple, and you could
I remember that in the trailer. Yeah, so, like he makes like a...
You have infinite.
A platform.
You could just make a full square grid of webs to stand on top of each enemy.
And you kill everyone. Oh, you know what?
Busted.
You know what? I like that.
It's so and then Miles has invisibility still. The stealth is so busted in that game.
I like it. It's gonna make me go through those scenarios much faster. I like that. Let me go through the story. That's what I want to see.
What?
What?
I got my Spider-Man.
You got your Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Let's
Very
go,
happy
Tim!
for you. Very happy for you, Tim.
Woohoo!
He got the 19 inches. Let's go!
19 inches of Venom! You did it!
You're gonna enjoy those 19 inches, Tim?
I know this is... Yeah, fine. I'll play along to the joke. Yes.
Let's go!
Pause. Yes.
There is no pausing. There is only Venom.
Only fast forwarding.
Does Miles still got his Venom launch while web swinging? I don't know. You sound like you're doing advanced tech, and I'm like, nah. So when I'm web swinging, I'm doing the swinging kick to kick people off buildings. That's what I'm doing. The swinging Venom launch? What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know.
Spider-Man doesn't kill.
No, don't worry. There's a lot of like... All right, so... It's not a spoiler. It's a side activity. Like, there's a side activity that you set up right at the start of the game. and you set it up by printing a drone. And they make sure to go, no, we don't do people surveillance. Oh, it's okay. It's all opt-in. As oh man, they are covering their ass on all sorts of things, like on really political stuff. Like a guy comes back, he makes a big foundation. Is like, well, one of the first things I did was lower my salary and hire a diverse board of directors to make sure we were on the right track. Like these guys, these guys are really okay. All right, yeah, and they call the drone friend. They called it the surveillance drone. They called it friend. That's the name of the drone.
He's a friend.
No, this is a side activity that you set up. You set up friends, and then you gotta go do civilian requests. It's not surveillance. It's not It's opt-in. It's opt-in. There's a bunch of like AI stuff because the suits can see the missions and all that thing and so like just like the first Spider-Man, if you knock someone off the building, somehow they have a web thing attached to them that splats them into a wall and they don't fall. They don't fall to their death. But yeah, that's a lot of things that is like, this is how it begins. This is how the problematic surveillance state begins. Yep. It was just funny to see them write their way out of a lot of shit. Lower the CEO's salary and hire the verse boards really got me.
It's definitely reflects reality, you know.
Yeah. Anyway, I believe that's us. I believe we are.
Oh wait, I got one thing for Rene.
All right. Yeah, go.
Because he said it makes him cry.
Okay.
Fuck.
What?
Fuck. Fuck. There you go.
I do not remember the fuck in between notes, but I love it.
That's a classic Poe cover.
That is beautiful.
A ton of fucks in between. Rene, any final words before we get out of here and the universe explodes?
Enjoy Spider-Man, everyone. Have a great weekend. That's my message, Out here, come visit me. Come visit me here in Manhattan, Say hi through the window. Come say hi. That's
Manhattan City.
Yeah,
I will.
Indeed.
I will swing by. Get it? I will swing by whenever.
Didn't like it, but I got it.
I am on vacation until Wednesday, so if you need me for anything, tag Rene, not me. I will be back for Aizawa next Wednesday. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time. Bye.
Peace.
Bye.